So apparently my marriage is less romantic comedy and more low-budget reality show filmed in hell's waiting room. I haven't slept since 3 a.m. because I keep replaying the whole circus in my head, and the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced I'm living in a prank show no one told me I signed up for. I'm Gemma. Hi. Been married to Randall for 3 years. We didn't meet through Tinder, work, or mutual friends. Nope. We met because we got trapped in an elevator at an escape room. Cute, right? Except it wasn't. 40 minutes of awkward silence, bad jokes, and me crossing my legs like a hostage because I had to pee. Honestly, that elevator ride set the tone for the marriage, stuck, uncomfortable, and everyone pretending it's quirky. Randall's got this massive family that breathes like it's still 1823. Every get-together feels like a Walmart on Black Friday. They've had this running joke for years that I'm the outsider, the serious one, the girl with opinions. Horrifying, I know. At first, I rolled my eyes and took it, but lately it's been sharper. Like they're not joking anymore, they're just bored and need a chew toy. Spoiler, I'm the chew toy. Enter, Ariana's baby shower. Sounds wholesome, right? Wrong. This wasn't Pinterest boards and tiny cupcakes. It was 50 people stuffed in a kitchen, sweating over cheese cubes, pretending they care about diaper brands. The second I walked in, I felt that vibe, you know, when everyone's being too loud but somehow watching you like you're the halftime show. I posted up near a window, scrolling TikTok, trying not to pass out from secondhand hostility. Then comes Randall's sister, Reagan, the human embodiment of a Real Housewives audition tape. She floats in with a seltzer, immediately takes a jab at me for not knowing grandma's pasta salad recipe, and calls my Doc Martens brave. Like, thanks. Didn't realize my shoes were out here storming Normandy. And then it happens. One of Randall's loud aunts, I swear they're a hive mind, belts out, "So when are you two having a baby?" Boom. Silence. Randall knows I hate this question. We've talked about it. We're not ready, maybe never will be. But does he save me? Oh no. Instead, he laughs this awful barking laugh and says, "With her? I'd rather stay childless than raise kids with that kind of negativity." Cue, laughter. Not polite chuckles. Actual belly laughs, like he just did a Netflix special. Reagan piles on, she'd probably give birth to complaints and breastfeed drama. The room erupts again. I'm standing there, mortified, like I just got pantsed in a cafeteria. I quietly say, "You're not funny." He smirks and hits me with, "Relax, you're too sensitive. No wonder I don't want kids with you." That's the moment I realized homicide might actually be an acceptable option. I start to leave because, shocker, I don't feel like being a punching bag. Randall grabs my arm. Not like he's beating me, but enough to say, "Sit down, dog." He hisses, "Don't ruin this for everyone." I yank away in deadpan, "Touch me again and I will." His mom mutters to him, "Control your wife," like I'm a malfunctioning Roomba. At that point, I went full GTA mode, knocking over a tray of baby shower favors while Reagan tried to block the door like she was guarding the VIP section of hell. One of the aunts even tried to grab my arm, but I pulled away with a, "Don't. Just don't." Slammed the door, sat in Randall's car, and shook like I'd just survived a frat hazing. Texted my friend Meline, who immediately offered me leftover pizza and sweatpants. Queen. Meanwhile, my phone buzzed non-stop, Randall, Reagan, his mom, the family group chat, creatively titled Fam Jam, because nothing says toxic like forced quirkiness. I turned it off. Didn't even go home that night. The kicker. My mom wasn't surprised when I texted her about it. Which, honestly, might be the scariest part. Everyone else. They'll just call me dramatic, oversensitive, the one with opinions. But nah. I'm done pretending this is normal. If Randall wants to Uber home from mommy's baby shower, he can. I'm not his chauffeur, or his family's punching bag. If part 1 was humiliate Gemma at a baby shower, part 2 is gaslight Gemma into apologizing for existing. The sequel nobody asked for, but apparently I'm starring in it anyway. So, I'm still hiding out at my friend Meline's place, eating her leftover pizza and trying not to throw my phone every time it buzzes. Randall's family chat, Fam Jam, which sounds more like a cult newsletter than a group chat, is blowing up with memes about me. Reagan, the one whose whole personality is gluten-free breadsticks, drops a Comic Sans meme of an eye-rolling woman with, "Here comes the drama." Cute. If bullying had clip art, this would be it. Meanwhile, Randall's mom decides to DM my mom, because apparently I need parental supervision like I'm 12 and just shoplifted a lip smacker. The message is basically, can you talk some sense into Gemma? She's upsetting everyone. My mom forwards it to me, because of course she does, and follows up with her usual, maybe you should smooth things over. Translation, pretend nothing happened, eat another casserole, and pray the family bullies you less next time. Thankfully, my sister Meline, not to be confused with my friend Meline, yes, my parents were apparently too lazy to diversify names, is in my corner. She's spamming me TikToks about toxic in-laws and saying, go full scorched earth. Honestly, she's the only reason I cracked a smile that day. Randall finally calls, but I send him straight to voicemail. He texts instead, you're making things worse. Just apologize so we can move on. I actually laughed so hard I almost dropped my phone. Me. The problem. The one who needs to apologize. I typed 3 different replies and deleted them all because nothing I wrote could match the pure stupidity of that take. Then Reagan takes it up a notch. She screenshots a DM Randall sent me, drops it into the family chat, and captions it with, wow, someone's off their meds. First of all, I'm not even on meds. Second, even if I was, who TF thinks this is okay? Ariana, the pregnant one whose baby shower started all this chaos, immediately sends me the screenshot like, sorry, this is out of line. Out of line. Babe, this left the line back in 2007. So I snap. I text Reagan directly, delete that now, or I'll tell everyone what you said about your mom at Christmas. 10 seconds later, it's gone. No reply, no argument. Just digital silence. That's when I knew I had leverage, and oh boy, it felt good. But the circus wasn't done. Randall's mom calls me next and leaves a voicemail that starts with, Gemma, you need to stop causing drama. This isn't how we handle things in this family. I didn't even listen to the rest because, honestly, if your definition of handling things is bullying, I'm good. So I dropped a little truth bomb in the group chat, I'm not your clown. I'm not your entertainment. Talk to me like adults or leave me alone. Sent it before I could overthink. Silence. 5 glorious minutes of silence. Then Randall's aunt finally pipes up with, see, this is what I mean about outsiders not understanding. Outsiders. Like I accidentally wandered into a vampire coven and broke their blood oath. And then, because this story can't just simmer in peace, Randall shows up at Meline's apartment. Didn't tell me, didn't ask, just shows up like a sad stalker because apparently Find My iPhone isn't just for when you lose your device, it's also for when you lose your dignity. He tries to act wounded, like, can we please just talk? I say, not here. He goes, you can't avoid me forever. I go, watch me. He tries stepping inside like he owns the place, but Meline, absolute queen, blocks the doorway with her arms crossed like a bouncer at Hell's Dive Bar. Randall gets louder, says I'm making this worse. I shoot back, you already did that. He says, you're my wife. You have to talk to me. I reply, not tonight. Door slam. End scene. At this point, my dad, the human equivalent of a shrug emoji, finally steps up. He says, "If Randall shows up here, I'll handle it." That's a full monologue for him. I could have cried. So I pack a bag and move back in with my parents for now. Randall keeps texting from random numbers, saying he misses me but also that I owe his family an apology. Bro, the only thing I owe them is therapy bills. He even emails me, because nothing says desperate like a Gmail apology tour, about wanting things to go back to normal. I delete it. And just when I think maybe they'll let me breathe, Randall's mom invites me to a family dinner. At their favorite restaurant. You know, the one where the chairs wobble like you're sitting on a Jenga tower and everyone fights over the breadsticks. Her pitch. To clear the air and move past this unfortunate drama. Translation: trap me in public so I can't flip a table when Reagan calls me negative again. I almost ignore it, but then my sister Meline texts me, "Want me to be your emotional support human?" Skull emoji. Hell yes. So we roll up to the restaurant together, blasting music like it's our pre-battle hype song. The hostess gives us that, "Oh, you're with that family" look, which honestly. Fair. The whole crew is there. Randall. His parents. Reagan in indoor sunglasses like she's hungover or auditioning for Mean Girl number 3. The aunts. The uncle. Even Ariana, who just looks exhausted by life. Randall stands up like he's going to hug me, and I just nod. Sit down at the end of the table with my sister glaring at everyone like a rabid guard dog. The vibe? Fake calm. Forced smiles. Awkward small talk about cars and weather. Everyone waiting for me to apologize. Finally, Randall's mom clears her throat and says the words. "So, I think we all know why we're here." And just like that, I realize I should have brought popcorn. So apparently, the grand plan to fix the family rift was to trap me at Olive Garden's evil twin and demand a group hug apology session. Randall's mom kicks it off with her best PDA president voice. "It would be helpful if everyone could apologize for their part in this so we can all put it behind us." She stares at me like I'm supposed to confess to murder. Randall, bless his golden child delusion, chimes in, "We all said some things, but I think you overreacted, Gemma. I just want things to go back to normal." Translation: stop ruining my sitcom where I'm the star and you're the laugh track. Reagan, queen of petty, mutters, "Some people don't even know what normal is." Which is hilarious coming from a woman who once cried at Chili's because they didn't have oat milk. I glance at my sister Meline. She raises an eyebrow like, "Are we doing this?" And for once, instead of swallowing it, I decide, yeah, let's burn this Olive Garden to the ground. So I whip out my phone. Open my notes app. And I say, "Actually, I have a list." Randall's mom looks confused. Reagan rolls her eyes. The ants shift in their seats like I just pulled a live grenade out of my purse. And then I start reading. The pasta salad insult. The "you'll never fit in until you dress like us" comment. The group chat memes. Randall's little gem about not wanting kids with someone so negative. I don't yell. I don't cry. I just read receipts like I'm hosting a TED Talk called "Why Your Family Sucks." The table goes dead quiet, except for one aunt who keeps sipping her wine like she paid good money for this show. Randall tries to interrupt with, "But you know we're just joking, right?" I look him dead in the eye and say, "You laughed at me, not with me. That's the difference." Reagan does her best dramatic sigh, "Oh my God, are we really doing this?" I say, "Yeah. We are." And then I aim directly at Randall, "You want to talk about normal? How about when you told me you didn't want kids because I might turn them against you? Or when you said you're not ready to be tied down, but you're fine using me as a prop for your family jokes. I'm done being your shield. You can play golden boy without me. Randall turns red. His mom gasps like I just slapped a nun. Reagan starts standing up, ready to charge me like we're about to wrestle in front of the breadsticks. But Meline, MVP of the century, stands too. She doesn't say a word, just stares Reagan down until she sits back like a scolded toddler. Randall's mom hisses, "This is enough. You're tearing this family apart." I reply, "No, you did that by treating me like trash and calling it love." And then I reach into my bag. Pull out an envelope. Slide it across the table. Randall looks at it, confused, until I say, "Those are divorce papers. Sign them." The silence. Chef's kiss. Reagan gasps like she's auditioning for a soap opera. Randall's mom clutches her pearls. Randall sputters, "You can't be serious." I stand up, look him in the eye, and say, "Dead serious. Don't touch me." He tries anyway, grabbing at my arm like a bad Lifetime movie villain. I shake him off. He shouts, "You're throwing everything away over some jokes." I laugh, "No, I'm throwing it away because you and your family don't respect me." Reagan slams the table, "You're just jealous you're not one of us." I grin, thank God for that. Meline puts a hand on my shoulder, and together we walk out while Randall yells behind me, "You'll regret this, Gemma." Spoiler, I don't. I thought that would be the end. Plot twist, it wasn't. Because nothing with Randall's family ends. It just respawns like herpes. The next morning, 12 missed calls. Randall. His mom. Reagan. 3 random numbers, probably burner phones because apparently this family operates like a cartel. My dad is drinking coffee and just grunts at me like, "Told you he was trash." Randall's mom, naturally, texts my mom. Says I'm destroying the family. That Randall is lost without me. She actually asks my mom to talk some sense into me. My mom, who has reached her personal nonsense quota, just replies, "Gemma's an adult. She'll figure it out." Translation, leave me the hell out of this circus. Then comes the move out. My dad and I go to pack up my stuff. Randall's apartment is a disaster, half-eaten pizza, dead plants, mail stacked like he's auditioning for hoarders. We pack my boxes. I leave the key. Slam the door. Goodbye forever. Randall texts, "You could have at least said goodbye." I ignore it. His mom sends me a 3-page letter about forgiveness and family. I screenshot it and send it to Meline, who says, "Frame it as a warning poster." Ariana, pregnant baby shower cousin, DMs me like, "FYI Reagan's telling people you attacked her at the restaurant." I nearly choke laughing. I text back, "She wishes." Ariana, I told her to grow up. Bless her. Only sane one in that bloodline. Finally, 1 week post baby shower, I get a text from a random number. Randall again. It just says, "Please talk to me." I was just joking. And honestly, that was the funniest part of all. Because after everything, the group chats, the insults, the gaslighting, the showdown, his big defense was, "It was just a joke." So I reply, "So was I. I was just pretending to be your wife." Then I block the number. Randall fades back into his mom's basement. Reagan keeps posting memes like a dollar store Regina George. His mom will keep telling people I never understood family. And me? I'm eating my sister's "congrats on your divorce" cake, watering my sad plants, and scrolling for apartments that don't smell like cat pee. Peace out, Reddit. Thanks for letting me rant. Sometimes walking away isn't dramatic, it's just survival. And sometimes the best revenge is divorce cake in pink icing.